Okay.
Okay, we're good?
Yes.
Okay, so round 3. And I think this round went extremely well. So I guess it started when everyone saw that Gianna got voted out, which I didn't like at first, but then I started to see like how people were like basically like freaking out over in our tribe. They were like scared of the other tribe, which I loved because I think I was able to use that to my advantage, because what I had planned beforehand was to create some sort of like captain voting block, in the sense that like 4 of us would team up to vote for one person, so that there's like a majority and we don't have to go to a wheel or anything, but also so that it keeps us safe. And I was able to do that because, like I said during this round, I was able to round up Tommy, Susie, and Lauren. And I think I remember yesterday at one point I was like, if this message comes back and it says, with 4 votes, Jonah's the new captain, I'll be very happy. And it did. So I'm really happy about that. What I was even more happy about was that after Jonah got nominated captain, I think Jessie got scared because she messaged me pretty quickly afterwards and was like, yo, I just want to let you know, if we lose, you're good with me. And I was like, cool. I didn't I didn't include her in that group because I didn't think like she would be around for it, but like I guess maybe she caught wind and then was on board with it. And I also feel relatively proud because I think Tommy and I worked it in a certain way so that both Susie and Lauren think it was their idea to create the voting block, and so none of them would feel like left out and feel like, oh, I'm the last one to be brought in. That means I'm like down in the pecking order. But I think we did it in a very good way. Okay, all that being said, that happened, and then the challenge happened about as good as we could have expected because we won, and then Jonah went to the other side. So Jonah's going to be a complete outsider to basically everyone in the game, as far as I'm aware, which is perfect. And at this point, with the vote coming up and a potential swap happening, I'm trying to like instill more fear in people as far as like the other tribe, because since Gianna got voted out, there's been this like whole theory of like, oh, they're sticking OG tribe strong, they're just gonna vote out whoever we send to them, and since Jonah's immune, that means that Corey is the like next to go. I don't want Corey to go, because I liked our conversations that we had in the first 2 rounds, and I think he could be a good potential ally for the long run later in this game. However, like I'm thinking on the bright side, if Corey does end up going, then everyone on our OG tribe is gonna gun for the other tribe, because it's like a pattern of they just keep voting out whoever we send their way. Even if not, I'm still trying to instill a sense of like, they voted out Gianna. Like, why'd they do that? I'm very curious to know why they voted out Gianna, and I'm like open to hearing things, but I'm trying to make other people not open to that. So going in for a swap, I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot. I feel like as long as I get swapped with Tommy, Susie, Lauren, Corey, or even Jessie, I think I'll be fine. I don't want to get swapped with Jonah because I know he's going to be like he might be like wondering answers of like, hey, why was I captain? Like, who voted for me? And then I'm gonna have to like figure out how to handle that situation. But, yeah, it's my summary of the round so far.
Every potential question I was going to ask you, you've already answered.
Let's go.
Okay, so while I do think of something, I did get a couple VLDRs. Not VLDRs,
Yeah,
VL questions, not VLDRs. So the first one would be, what animal would you closely associate your gameplay with?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know much about animals to answer this. Okay, let's see. I'll try to walk through my gameplay and then like see if I can find any animal that like suits that. Because I feel like right now I'm very like I'm more one of the louder people on the tribe. I'm the like one that's sort of saying, hey, what should we do as far as this goes? As far as like different challenges, like I was the one that like got together the group order for the
For the
like
challenge.
yeah, whatever it was. Thank you. Yeah, like I was the one that like was sort of like, hey, who wants to go in this position? Who wants to go second, third, fourth? And everyone was sort of like doing that, and then I ended up being first. So I think I'm like accidentally very loud and very in charge. So I guess at this point, I'll say like it's like a Jesus. I'm gonna say like a cougar for right now, and then I'm gonna try my best to bring that down as far as I can if I see any problems come about that. That feels like such a conceited answer to be like, yeah, I'm a cougar in this game, like, but I don't know what else to describe it because I'm bad at this question.
That is okay.
Please make sure you tell the VL I said I'm bad at this question.
So the other one we have is twist or swirl.
It's a swirl, Heather. It's always going to be a swirl. We've been over this. I hope it's Heather. Otherwise, it's gonna be really weird. But like, yeah, swirl.
uh,
Are you allowed to? Are you allowed to tell me who asked it? Because
yes. The the per the person who said that who asked that question, do you want to review yourselves?
Hello.
I'm still good. I'm keeping the same question, the same answer. It's a swirl, Heather. It will always be a swirl.
So, okay, so you were mentioning how like if the like with the announcement there's like the potential for a swap, and like how you really just don't want to be on a new folder with like certain players. So if like this round your folder lost, would you kind of just want to do, would you like, what would you think in terms of the vote?
So you're saying, considering the potential for a swap, what would I do this round?
Mhm.
So the two like options that kept coming up when we were like doing our like pre-considerations as far as like what to do were Lewis and Jonah, mostly because they have not talked to a lot of people, and they seem to be the one that had like the least game connections. The only questionable thing is that of all the people on the truck, because like I did the idol hunt, I know the idol's not there anymore. I know somebody found it. So of all the people that could have the idol, assuming everyone's like telling the truth to me, which I could be lied to, but we'll see. Assuming everyone's telling the truth, I think that Lewis has the idol because he is literally the only person that I have heard of talking about the idol hunt. If he doesn't have the idol and somebody else has it, that's pretty good on them. And if Tommy has the idol, because I outright asked him if he had it, if Tommy has the idol, then like really good work on his part. That's pretty impressive. So back to the question, like Jonah versus Lewis. Obviously, if Lewis has the idol, he catches wind of like something happening that could be a problem. Then the easier pitch would be to vote out Jonah, especially because he might have already been scared that he was the nominated captain and he didn't know about that. Would that have been the best option? I don't know. But do we get to know who the other tribe voted for their captain?
I'm not too sure. That's a Sean Dyro question. Did we in the past?
You guys did for the other two challenges, but not this one.
Oh. Okay.
If not, it's fine. I'm just like trying to think in this hypothetical if whoever got sent over would change anything.
Scroll a little bit. I mean, y'all are allowed to know. Because
I mean, if
with
again, if we're not, it's okay. I don't want to like.
just gotta find that little.
Because it was, let's see, it was Chrisanne for round 1, and then it was Allie for round 2. I was speculating it was Chrisanne because I know she's very social in games, and I think she was voted captain the same reason that Gianna was voted captain, because they're both very good at talking to people. And then Allie was voted captain, in my theory, because she might not be good at comps because she had to sit out. Or she did sit out, of the puzzle challenge. So, I'm just curious about that. But again, if that's not going to be revealed this round, that's fine too.
So, on the other folder, the captain chosen was Bruce.
Bruce. Okay, I know literally nothing about Bruce, so that does not help me at all. So I guess if we lost, then Bruce would have came over to our side, and at the very least, we probably would have been able to figure out more about what their tribe dynamics are, as far as like the last couple of votes, and like why Lawrence was voted out, why Gianna was voted out, why it seemed like it was such a weird situation. There's also the possibility that they did the same thing that we did, which is like the 6 of the people that voted out Gianna banded together to pick somebody that could be captain, so that all of them kept safe. Would Bruce help us out by voting Jonah out if that was the plan? I think maybe, yeah, if he was on the wrong side of the vote, then maybe he's like, okay, maybe I gotta like get some allies in new spaces, and then he would help us out. So, long-winded answer, to make that short, I guess Jonah or Lewis, depending on if we want to risk Lewis having the idol, would be who would get voted out if we went to travel.
Gotcha. I guess a little question for me is like, if you would like predict your folder's like hierarchy in terms of like who's playing the best, what comes to mind?
Okay, I'm gonna leave myself out of this because like I try again. I'm trying not to play this game as like, oh, I'm doing so good. Like, I definitely feel like I'm doing good, but I really don't know because it's all depending on what's happening behind my back. As far as I'm aware, though, the people that are talking the least are Lewis, Jonah, and Jesse. Lewis seems to have like he seems to have more of a positive like perspective in other people than I think Jonah does right now, because Jonah's kind of like nothing, as far as not nothing, that sounds mean, but it's more so like when I talk to other people like, hey, what do you think about Jonah, they like there's really no opinion there. So he was probably at the bottom. Lewis would probably be next. And then Jesse probably would also be next, in the sense of like, I think people want to work with her, but she just doesn't answer her phone like at all. So it's tough to get anything out of her. Although I feel like she would have more insights into the game than Jonah and Lewis. And then there's Tommy, Susie, and Lauren. It's interesting because I would probably put Lauren on the bottom of that trio right now, mainly because like I haven't seen a lot of game talk from her, or heard of a lot of game talk from her from other people. So I'm wondering how much she's making those connections that are past like surface-based things, like good morning, because I know she's a classic good morning player. I do love a good morning player, I will say, but as far as all that goes. And then Susie and Tommy. What was interesting, and what I really thought was good about my like social standing in the game, is that unprompted this morning, both Susie and Tommy messaged me and said, hey, I had a really good talk with the other person last night after you left. And I was like, first of all, that's good that like two people I'm good with are also good with each other. Second, the fact that two people had a conversation and then both went to me to tell me about it, that makes me feel pretty good. As far as how I think they're doing things, I feel like Susie would probably be below Tommy. So Tommy probably the top of the hierarchy, and then going down in the order I said before.
Okay, that's all the questions I can think of right now. A beautiful one or two. And the viewers lounge does not have any more questions. So if there's anything else you'd like to talk about, feel free to do so.
I am excited to see what this announcement's going to be. Again, I think it's a swap. If it's a 3 tribes of 5 situation, that can be very interesting. I think I'm in a good spot right now. I think I have a good shot of making the merge. Again, depends if I get swap fucked or anything like that. Yeah, it's all gonna, I guess, depend on the tribes and how they swap and all of that. But here's hoping we can continue this like little streak of just never going to tribal. That'd be pretty fun.
Okay. I believe that will be the end of this little confessional. Um, there's more game in the future, so more times for confessionals.
Anything can happen. Keep the options open. We'll see what happens.
Okay. Have a safe drive, I believe, home.
To work
To
actually.
to work. Okay, okay. Have a safe drive to work, and I'll see you later.
See you later.